So I'll go ahead and submit the form right here.
Hi, am I speaking with Ben Gee?
Yeah, this is him.
Perfect. This is Nova calling from Point Flows. You recently requested information about automating your business. Do you have 2 minutes right now?
Okay, sure. Yeah.
The reason for the call is simple. You filled out a form about using AI to automate part of your business, and I just need a few quick details so we can route you to the right automation specialist. What are you mainly looking to automate right now? For example, inbound calls, lead follow-ups, appointment booking, or internal operations.
Um, right now it's mostly some internal operations that I need help with.
Got it. Are you looking to implement this right away, or are you still just exploring options?
I'm just looking around right now.
Understood. That helps us know how to proceed. When you submitted the form, you listed a budget of $5,000 to $10,000. Is that still accurate for what you're trying to build?
Yeah.
Good. That puts you in range for a proper build. Just so I'm clear, this is for a real operating business, not a hobby or personal project, correct?
Yeah.
Great. The next step is a short strategy call with a Point Flows automation specialist. What day and time works best for you?
Um, I guess this next Thursday around 1 p.m.
Got it. I'll schedule that for next Thursday at 1 p.m. In the meantime, I can send you a breakdown of how these systems work so you can review them first. I have your email as email. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't have much time right now, but if you can just book that call in for me, that'd be great.
All right, Benji. I've scheduled the call for next Thursday at 1 p.m. You'll receive an email with the details.
Okay.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Bye. So, as you guys just saw from that call, this is a pretty professional voice agent that I put together here, and I'm going to show you guys how to build it in just a second. And it was also using different functions and variables, like my name, for example. So, when it calls me, it's dynamic to what the person fills out in the form. It's using different information like my budget and what exactly I need help with. This tool could be really helpful if you run an AI agency and you actually want to sell this service to companies, or if you just run a regular service company like anything HVAC, roofing. You could use this for your own business to qualify leads, and it will save you a lot of time. So let's go over how to set this up right now. We're going to be using Retell for the actual voice agent, and then we're going to be using n8n on the back end for the actual automation. So if you just come over to retellai.com, you can come over here and create a new agent. We're going to be creating a voice agent, and for this we're just going to use a single prompt agent, and then you can click start from blank and we'll create it. And I'm going to be giving you guys a full prompt that you guys can just copy and paste. I'll have it linked below in a Google Doc. But this is something specific to me that I just put together. But you can go ahead and just use AI, ChatGPT, anything just to create your own prompt and change whatever you want in here specific to you or what you're doing with this. And just to go over it a little bit real quick, we're telling it its job is to confirm the lead, understand what they want automated, qualify the budget and urgency, book or route them to the right human, and filter out time wasters. Okay, so now we're going to come over to n8n and actually start setting up this automation. So our first step that we need is a trigger. In this example, we're going to be using an n8n form. And this is where our customers can fill out the information, and then our voice agent can use this in the call with them. But let's say, for example, you don't want the n8n form like this. You want the information to come from your website, let's say, a contact form on your website. You can just go ahead and use a webhook and use the link right here to link to that form. But in this case, we're just going to be using the n8n form right here, so we can just start filling it out. For the title, we can just put lead qualifier. And then for the description, I'll just copy and paste and put the same thing because this is just an example. And then we could come over here and add a form element. We're going to put name element type. This is just text. We can put, we're going to make this a required field also. We're going to make all of them required fields just because that's what I'm going to do in this example, but you can change anything that you want to. We're going to go ahead and add another form element. put email. For element type, we could put email, add attributes, and make this a required field. We're going to do phone number. Again, we can just put number right here in the element type, make this required. We're going to do budget. And then for this one, for the element type, we're going to do a drop down. So the person will actually be able to click on different options. So we can do 1,000 to 3,000 for one of the budget options. We can add another option and do 3,000 to 5,000. Add another option and do 5,000 to 10,000. For the next one, we're going to do service. And then we can add an attribute and put a placeholder. So this will like show in a little bar. What type of service do you need help with? And then we're actually going to go back to this one and make it a required field. Same with this one right here. Okay, cool. So now this form, n8n form submission is fully set up right here. Again, you could change this to however you like, or like I said, you can use a webhook and link it to your website, for example. Okay, now we're done with this form submission. We're going to go on with the next step, and for this, we're going to add a HTTP request. So what we're going to do with this is send all the information to the form to Retell AI. So we're sending the information from the form to our AI agent, so they know who to call. They know all the information like their budget, service, just everything that was just filled out on that form. So for the method in this HTTP request, we're going to change it to post. And then for the URL, you can come over here to the Retell AI API docs. I can link this down below. But we're just going to be using this one right here for create phone call. So we can just go ahead and copy it, paste it in a URL right here. For authentication, we're just going to put none. We're going to use headers using fields below. We can put authorization. And this is where you're going to put your API key. So we actually have authorization to send all this information to your exact account. So we're going to go back to Retell AI. We can go home right here. And then down here at settings, we can see API keys right here. You can just add a key. And then what we're going to do is just copy this. Go back here under value. We're going to put bearer space. And then just copy and paste the key that you got from Retell AI. Now this will give you authentication to be able to send to your account. Okay, now we can click send body right under the headers. Body content type JSON, specify body using JSON. And then I'm just going to copy and paste this from my other automation that I showed at the beginning right here. But I'll explain everything and how to set this up. So what this is doing is, well, I'll actually run this form submission real quick. I'll just put in some dummy data. So let's execute this workflow. Put in the name, email. I'll just put in some dummy data right here. So as you can see, I'll actually need to change this because I named it a little different in the other one. So we can just take that out, drag the phone number over, and do the same thing from this one. The from number up top right here is actually your voice agent's number. So this is the number that will be calling your leads. So I'll show you how to set that up right now. You're just going to go to Retell AI again, go over here to phone numbers. You can click this plus button up top right here. If you already have a number on Twilio, for example, you can connect it, or you can just buy a new number. It's only $2 a month. You can put your area code in as well, so the number will be a local number. Once you get that set up, you can just come back over to the automation and put in whatever number that you had right here. The to number is just a JSON from the form submission that the customer will be entering. So I just entered this dummy data right here. I'll drag this over, and that'll be that number. The dynamic variables are what I was talking about at the beginning of the video. So if we go over to the agents, we can see right here, example, the name. So that's that. And I think there was a few other things like the budget, for example. Right here, the name, again, dragging it over. The phone number, again, this is from the form. This is the phone number that the customer entered. The service, the budget, and then the override agent ID. Right here, how you're going to get this is go over to your agent, and right up here in the top left, you can just copy this and put it in right here. Cool, so now this HTTP request is fully set up, and it's going to send all the information from the form to Retell AI. But what we're going to want to do now is actually track all this information. So if we go over to Sheets, we can append or update a row in Sheet. And of course, you can use other things than Google Sheets. It's just whatever you want to use in your case. But in my case, we're going to be using Google Sheets. So we can come in this node, change it to my account, append or update row. For the document, you're just going to want to click whatever one you created. And this is how I have mine set up right here. I just have the same fields as are in the form. So name, email, phone, budget, service, and the AI phone summary, which we'll go over in a second. And then we can just go sheet. And then again, we're just going to go from the form and drag all these fields over like this. So drag the email in, the phone, and everything like that. Okay, so now we're going to be setting up this part right here, the AI phone summary. So as you saw in this first automation, I had this summarization chain, which we will actually take the information from the call, summarize the call, and have it in our Google Sheets right here. How we're going to do that is we're actually going to add a webhook. So let's add that. Once we have this over here, we can just get this link and copy it. So just click it and it will copy it. We can go back to Retell AI, go to your agent, and right over here on the left, you can see webhook settings. You can click this and just paste the webhook link that you just got from n8n. Now we have the webhook set up in Retell AI. We're going to be adding a summarization chain. And this whole step is completely optional, but it's pretty helpful to have a summarization of the call written out in your Google Sheets or whatever else you're using. So we can just add a model, and then again, we're just going to be adding Google Sheets and just filling in that last blank that we had right here. So we can again append or update row in sheet. Click this, make sure to go to the same sheet as the last one. So we have the voice agent, sheet 1, and then I would actually have to run this first, and then I would get the summarization, drag the field from this into the AI phone summary right here. Again, this is completely optional, but I think it's pretty helpful to have this. And that's pretty much it for the n8n side of things. We got the whole automation set up. So now when this form is submitted, you'll automatically get a call from the AI agent, and it will track all the information in Google Sheets. But I actually want to go back to Retell AI and just go over everything on this side of things and show you how to set up everything like that and all the settings. So first things first, over here in the top left, there's different models you can use. So in the beginning clip, I was using GPT-4o Mini real time. This is the fastest one, so that's why the agent was responding to me really fast. But if you notice, this one is pretty pricey, as well as this one. This one's even more pricey. It's 50 cents a minute. The one I was using is 12 cents a minute. So that's something to keep in mind. You can just use, like 4.1 mini, which is only like 1 cent a minute, which is obviously way cheaper. So it's just really what you need and your needs, and how much money you're willing to spend. But the 4.0 mini is what I was using in the beginning, and yeah, it sounds really fast. And we can also go over the functions over here. So if we go in this drop down menu, you can see the end call function is automatically in here, and you can see we have it right here. But another one that I think is pretty good is the transfer call. So if we go add right here, we can go call transfer, and this will let the AI agent transfer to the transfer the call to an actual human if the person on the call wants it to. And there's two options right here. There's a cold transfer or warm transfer. So you can go through this and decide which one you want. But all you have to do is click the transfer call, click save, and that will be set up for you. A few other cool things you can do with it is book appointments on the calendar or check calendar availability, which is a little more advanced, and I'm planning on making a video on this pretty soon. But it's really helpful when your voice agent can, check availability of your calendar on the call on the fly, as well as actually book stuff on the calendar from the call. So I'm definitely going to make a video on making a more complex voice agent in the near future. But yeah, it's going to be using Calendly as well, so that's pretty cool. Another thing I would recommend setting up is a knowledge base. So you can go add right here, add a new knowledge base. And what this is pretty much going to do is give your voice agent knowledge of your company. So you can add different things. You can add your website on here, so your voice agent will crawl your whole website and know a lot more information about your company, so it will sound more knowledgeable when talking to leads or customers. You can also upload files or text. So just put all the information about your company into this knowledge base, and it will give it to your voice agent to use on the call. And let's say a customer asks some information about your company, you can have it in the prompt for the AI agent to actually refer to your knowledge base. So that would be something good to set up. And then down here at the bottom under the welcome message, I like to switch it to AI speaks first for this use case, since we're doing outbound calls and calling customers. So right when the customer answers the phone, the AI will start speaking. You can also add dynamic messages or custom messages, which is cool. But that's pretty much going to be it for this automation. It's a pretty simple voice agent, but I plan on going a lot more in depth on some more complex AI agents in the future, and I'll make some videos on that. But even just this automation right here can save you so much time, qualify leads, and just save you a lot of time and work. So if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you all very soon. Thank you.